Sup? This is a True Floater, and I'm doing a review on Mafex Nightwing, or to be more specific, I think it's the Medicom Mafex number 175 Nightwing, maybe 176, and do a quick overview, and then I go into the full overview later in the video. This is a really good figure. It's one of my favorite Mafex figures I have in my collection, at least at the moment. It's one of the favorite figures I have right now on me. You know, this year, either the SH Figure Arts Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is my favorite, or this guy. It's definitely between these two. And this is also a rare figure for me to get. I rarely get DC figures. This is actually my second DC figure I have in my collection. The first one was the Mafex Batman I got a while back, and now finally this guy. Hopefully, you know, I can build them up more, get a bit more DC figures in the future, but when the main line of DC characters you can get is McFarlane, you just don't really collect DC figures as often. But there's a lot of good things about this guy, a lot of great details, a lot of great accessories that come with this guy, and I imagine it's going to be in a lot of people's top 10 by the end of the year, unless, you know, Mafex goes crazy again. But honest, I don't know what I'm saying. Almost every figure Mafex makes. Sup, it's a True Floater, and I'm doing a review on Medicom Mafex number 175 Nightwing, maybe 176, don't quite remember, but a quick little overview, and I'll get into the full overview in the future of the video. This is one of my favorite Mafex figures I've gotten in a while. Like, I'm really very much surprised by this guy. It's also a very rare figure for me to get, considering I rarely collect DC figures. Not because I don't like DC, it's because the only line to get majority of the DC characters you like is McFarlane, which I don't care much for that line at all. So I rarely ever get DC figures. So this is a rare video for me to make, and hopefully I do a bit more of these DC, get more of these DC guys in the future, make more videos on some of my favorite characters. But I'm really happy that Medicom Mafex gave us a Nightwing, an OG looking Nightwing too. You know, he's one of my favorite DC characters. He may be my favorite DC character. So to finally have a standard Nightwing to have next to Batman, my first DC character, he's gonna be my, you know, one of the other two DC characters I have in my whole collection. It's just really nice to have, and hopefully, you know, Mafex gives us a Batgirl too, or a Robin would be nice. But just overall, a really amazing figure. I can definitely see a lot of people having this figure in their top 10. It will probably be my top 10. Like, if I had to do my top 10 of the year so far, it's definitely in there. But I still have to see. if it'll stay in my top 10. Recency bias is hell of a thing, and I've only had this figure for a couple days, so we'll see. Alright, first thing we'll get into is the aesthetics and the sculpt of the figure. And it's a very clean body mold, very clean sculpt. It's very simple. There's not much detail to his design. It's just pretty much a black skin tight jumpsuit with some blue details into it, including this is the blue detail, obviously. And I think this is based off of his 1990s. I would say his mid to late 1990s to his 2000s look. I don't know when he first got this design. I know he didn't have it throughout the whole 90s. And in the early 90s, he had that goofy. No, I won't say goofy. Just, you know, a different, very much different look. And maybe 94, 95, he became the Nightwing we all know. And that led into the 2000s, pretty much all of the 2000s as well, until like maybe the late 2000s or the early 2010s. He had a redesign with that red Nightwing look, which I hope Mafex does that design as well. That is like my second favorite Nightwing design by far, maybe third. The current Nightwing look is pretty cool too, but that's a look I would love to see Mafex tackle. But there's nothing blatantly wrong with the figure. I mean, it's kind of hard to mess up a very, you know, already not detailed design. Nightwing's design is more cleaner than Batman's, to be being honest. He has no underwear, no nothing, just regular black boots. I will say what's even nicer is that instead of this painting the sculpt, just painting a blue line around his body, it's actually sculpted. There is sculpted lines in these blue lines between the black. Same thing applies for the arms as well. It's sculpted all the way down. I think into the hands. Yeah, sculpted into the hands as well. So even though there wasn't much work to be done, they still went the extra mile. I will also say I like the mask. I'm not for sure if that's accurate, being honest with you. I think this Nightwing that's this is also based off of him in the Hush comics. I haven't really read the Hush comics ever, or I just don't remember. And I do know that I think Nightwing, again in the 90s and 2000s, he had a black mask. I think the current Nightwing, the current run right now, he has a blue mask, so that's accurate. But I'm pretty sure this design he had a black mask, and I know because this older design he didn't have blue on his boots. So a good way to tell which one is right is the current Nightwing has blue on his boots and he has blue palms. His whole palms are blue and no blue on his fingers. So, and his mask is also blue. That's the biggest difference to tell which version of Nightwing you're looking at. This is an older one because you can tell by the boots and the hands that was an older design, and that same design had a black mask. So I'm just kind of confused why they went that route. I think that was a mistake on their part. I could be wrong though. Maybe I have to look at some other comics that maybe it featured mainly a black mask. It could be just my memory being tricky on me, but I don't know. That's just my nitpick. I really don't care because regardless, it still looks really cool. And he could have changed it throughout the years. Who knows? But overall, aesthetics wise about the figure and sculpt is a clean sculpt, great sculpt, and there's really no paint problems. I will say, like, there's only one paint problem I've noticed, and that's on the hand right here. There's a flake of blue that's missing, or maybe a flake of black paint that's spilled on the hand, and that's all I noticed. Oh, right here as well, a bit of blue seeps out of the shoulder and onto the black. Besides that though, those are details that, like, even with my ADD, you know, I won't say ADD, I forgot the term, even, you know, it would usually, little stuff like that would mess me up. It's on the back of the figure and it's on the hand, so I really don't care. Not that big of a deal. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the overall design and detail they put into this figure. And now we're gonna go into the articulation. He has double jointed elbows. Well, I think he does, but that's as far as the elbows can go. I'm not gonna try and strain it. I'm not gonna break a Mayfist figure on video. That would suck. Especially because I spent like maybe $90 on this guy. And you're probably wondering, that's kind of cheap, laser. I bought it from Hobby Link Japan, not Big Back Toy Store. I've learned my lesson. Knees. Okay, that's pretty nice. I don't think he has double jointed legs though, which kind of surprised me. Yeah, there's no double jointed, wait, did I say double jointed leg? He doesn't have a drop down leg. I'm not gonna try pulling that anymore, but it doesn't drop down, so that sucks. That's a weird thing. Either maybe my figure, yeah, it doesn't drop down on this leg either. So if you guys are the same, you know, you can comment. If not, and it's just my version, that sucks. His leg can go out this far, probably a little further. Yeah, they can go back this far. Can go out this far too. He has a pivot in the foot. You can also rotate the foot, which can come in handy. He has a toe digit, which is nice. What else? The arm can go out this far. You can also get all the way around. A bicep swivel. He has a ball joint in the waist, so you can get it all the way around there. Same, and he has a diaphragm joint. So there you go. He can. Let me take these off before I break them. You can go, the diaphragm joint goes this far. It's not that great for the most part, but again, when you utilize this ball joint, he can bend out this far. And he can bend back really good, really good. The diaphragm joint goes back this far by itself, so interesting. His butterfly joints, let's look at those. He can go, his arm can go in that far. His arm can go out that far. It looks kind of wonky with the black, the blue basically just disappears, so it looks really weird. So you may want to like test your luck with that in certain poses. And then you got the neck. He has a ball joint in the neck and in the head, so you can look down this far. Sorry, and you can look up this far. You got some side to side motion. Yeah, really nice. His hand go like this. What else? I will say one thing it's weird about Mafex figures in general is that they don't have, I mean, they never have thigh swivels, which is strange. I mean, I don't really care because they still look good no matter what, but you think they would have those. At least they give us bicep swivels, so that's nice. But the articulation is really solid. Alright, let's do some size comparisons. Here he is next to a regular, I will say, I guess a slightly taller Marvel Legend. Next to Iron Man. Yeah, he's about a good half head shorter than Iron Man right here. But Iron Man is about, I would say maybe, I don't know, 6.5 inches tall. Could be wrong on that. And here he is next to I guess a slightly taller, a more average height 6-inch figure. This here's a Action Force. Damn, I forgot her name. But yeah, he seems to be, yeah, they're more close to the height right here. She got a big head. All right, let me get one more guy. I'm gonna look for a more normal height one. Here goes a shorter kid. Here's first appearance Spider-Man. Yeah, they're about the same height. So yeah, I would say his height, considering Dick Grayson, I think in the comics is canonically, I did not say that word right, 6 foot flat. This looks about right. I mean, Spider-Man's like 5'10", but yeah, this is good. This is a good size, I would say, for Nightwing. Let's get them all together. Yeah, and one more size comparison for fun. I brought out my Mafex Hush Batman, and yeah, Batman's about a hair, a couple hairs taller than Nightwing here, which is appropriate. Batman in the comics is 6'2", maybe 6'3", and Nightwing I think is 6 feet flat, 6'1". So yeah, he's a little shorter than Batman. This looks about right. I will say one thing though, my Batman does have drop down legs. You can barely see it, but he does have, he does have it. And this Nightwing, as you saw earlier, does not. So that is that's weird. But these apparently are the same designs that came from the actual comic, so this is accurate, I think. Now the next thing we're going into is the accessories that this figure comes with. Now, if you go into the back, probably my favorite accessory. I don't know if they're my favorite, but the accessories you can hate on the least, because just the basic, is the bow staffs or batons he has on the back, and you can also clip them onto his back. He comes with a whole another back piece, which is an accessory where he doesn't have that. I find it weird that they did that. I mean, I would never switch this out. I'll probably keep this on my Nightwing all the time, so I can keep these batons on him all the time. Very cool pieces to have. And that's not just it. Becomes a bunch of hands, as every Mayfix figure should. Let me just get this guy. Looks a little better. But here's my favorite accessory. This is my favorite because the posing ability and the ACBA you can do with this is gonna be amazing. He has another pair of batons, but they have a wire bendy between them, so you can do whatever you want with it. A lot of stuff. It's just really cool. I'm surprised they went ahead and did this. He comes with a bunch of hands. You have some more open hands, some grabby hands. I have some open hands on him right now, actually, slightly less open. And then you have the, where are they? His fist hands, just normal fist hands. And then he has some baton holding hands. You use these hands to hold the batons in. They have a little hole in them. I don't know if you can see that. And then he has some karate chop hands. Let me get them out. There we go. I've only used one of the hands so far, but here they are. Alright. You also have some baton spinning hands. At least that's the effect he's supposed to be doing. He's spinning his baton. I'll give my full thoughts on these in a minute, but... And what else? Okay, I'll show you the two back pieces. The original back piece and the other back piece that holds the batons on him right now. Here's an extra head. You have an angry head. There we go. And then there's all the accessories all together around him. So counting all the hands, he comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of extra hands, not counting the ones that come on Nightwing. If you count those, he comes with in total 6 pairs of hands, 2 extra heads. It would have been nice to get a normal unmasked Dick Grayson, considering we rarely get Nightwing figures, and we probably won't get another one anytime soon. I could be wrong on that, but we probably won't. This was a missed chance to give us a Dick Grayson head, so that sucks. You come with a crap load of batons. You come with technically 3 if you count the spinning effect batons. 2 backs, weird, but yeah. I will say, and here's my 2 cents on this effect right here. I'm not the biggest fan of it, in my opinion. I feel like they could have done better on it. I don't know, it just doesn't look quite how, spinning a baton should look like. Considering you can see the intersection in the middle. I feel like the intersection of the spinning baton should be somewhere in the middle of the hand. But that's just me. I could be totally wrong on that, but it just don't look quite right to me. It doesn't quite look like it's spinning either. It just looks like a very strange snowflake instead of an actual spinning baton. I don't know, it's just, yeah. I think this could have been done better. If y'all know that that Marvel Select, I forgot his name, basically that new Thor character, Horseface, the spinning hammer effect on that one's a lot better than this one, in my opinion, if y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, those are the accessories on this figure. Alright, so I'm about to give my final thoughts on this overall purchase, the figure itself, and just did I think it was worth getting. I would have to say, yeah, this is a figure definitely worth getting. If you are a big Nightwing fan like me, Nightwing's like my favorite DC character. I'll say he's my favorite DC character at this point. And the only other Nightwing figures you can get are basically the old DC Icon figures, which the articulation on those figures aren't all that great. You would expect them to be good because they look like Marvel Legends, but they actually aren't. And the McFarlane ones, which my reason for not getting those is I don't like 7-inch figures, so I won't. and the anatomy on those figures look kind of crazy at some points. So this is by far the best normal Nightwing you can get on the market. The articulation is solid. I mean, there's some points in the figure I'm surprised that with a lack of articulation, that surprised me. But again, it's still better than almost any other Nightwing figure out there. It's what you expect from a Mafex figure. The sculpt is great. The detail is great. It's pretty much a 10 out of 10 figure for the most part. It comes with a nice amount of accessories. It comes with some accessories I didn't expect to see on this figure. One being the spinning baton hands, which you already know I'm not the biggest fan of, but I appreciate that they gave us those. And the bendy wire, the little the bendy wire thing right here. That's really cool, and the potential you have of that is gonna go straight through the roof. So I can't really talk, but like if I had to rate this 1 out of 10 as a figure, there's a few paint chips, a few little nitpicks, and I still would have liked to really have some fully drop down legs, in my opinion, and maybe even a boot swivel. But honestly, I'll give it a 9. Oh yeah, and also the lack of a Dick Grayson head was a big missing opportunity, especially considering the fact that how many more Nightwings are they going to give us in the future? Unless they give us a Robin, a Dick Grayson Robin, then that may change my stance on this figure in the future. But I'll give this a 9.5 out of 10. It was damn near perfect, just with a couple small missing details now and then. Sorry about that, I cut out right there. But what I was about to say is what was I about to say? I'll just remember the pricing of this figure that I bought it for, that made it even more worth it for me, is that if you get this on Big Bad Toy Store, it's going to be roughly like $104, and with the shipping it'll probably get close to $120. I spent maybe $96 on this figure, considering I didn't buy it from Big Bad Toy Store like I usually do. I got it from Hobby Link Japan. Ami may be the same price, but that's where I got my Nightwing from. So it even felt better than usual buying Mafex figures, which I'll probably make a whole video separate on that, on why I won't buy figures from Big Bad Toy Store anymore, or at least just not as much, only as a last resort. But overall, I think it was worth its price, and just a really good figure. This is gonna be a lot of people's top 10 list. Hear me on that. It will be. It's gonna definitely be in mine. I doubt it will be knocked out, considering how much I love this character. But that's my review on Medicom Mafex Nightwing. Hopefully you enjoyed. So yeah.